Do you have a favorite luxury brand that is your go-to? You know what to expect, you know what to anticipate, and it knows you? Well, that's what luxury is all about, and that's what this car is all about. This is the Lexus RX. It's been completely redesigned for 2023 on the outside, on the inside, new technology, new performance specs, and there's going to be a plug-in hybrid coming soon, hopefully next year. And you might be thinking to yourself, but I love the Lexus RX, I don't want it to change. Well, I promise you, it just got a lot better. Lexus RX is a delight. That's why everybody loves this car so much. It's just comfortable and it's confident. You just feel good being in this car. It's super easy to get used to, even with all the new equipment, even with all the design changes, and even with all the new technology. Pretty easy to just hop in and drive. You'll figure it out. Oh, listen to the sport mode. So what does this car cost? Well, that's a really good question. It's got a lot of updates, there's a lot of new technology, and there are a lot of really great standard features. Every model gets the 9, almost 10-inch large multimedia system, LSS 3.0 suite of safety systems, wireless Apple CarPlay is standard across the line, all-wheel drive in all the hybrids. All the hybrids are all-wheel drive. In the gas model, you can get front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. You have your choice there. I have to show you this because this has probably been the most controversial part of Lexus in general, and the RX certainly. A few years ago, they rolled out what I think of as an hourglass they called the spindle grille, and they still have the spindle grille, but it's less pronounced. It's this honeycomb type of design, and then it's flat up here, not ventilated here, but it is vented down here. Here's the Lexus badge, but I want you to notice this. The engine compartment actually opens from up here, not from down here, and that the engine compartment hood actually follows the line of the headlights here. I also want you to notice these lightning bolt headlights, which we have loved since they introduced them in the last generation. And they keep that, and then they add these jewel-like headlights that are LEDs. You can actually get a double or a triple LED. It's an option, and depending on the model, but you can get sharp or sharper in the headlights in the 2023 Lexus RX. The redesign for 2023 continues here on the side. I want you to notice this beautiful side panel. It's sort of sculpted, and it gives you that sort of sinewy look of motion even when the RX is standing still. This one has body color door handles, which are digital. They're electric, which means you just push this little tab on the inside of the door handle and the door pops open. No moving parts, and I really like that. This one also has chrome. The performance model has a dark chrome, so you get to pick flashy or not flashy. And then the RX comes in 3 different flavors. It comes in gas, hybrid, and performance hybrid. So the gas model is 275 horsepower, the hybrid model is 246 horsepower, and the performance hybrid is 366 horsepower. From there, each one of those powertrain types gives you a number of trims. You pretty much have your choice of how you want to outfit the 2023 Lexus RX. But one of the biggest changes that you'll see is the look from the rear end, and that is this unified taillight bar and the Lexus name spelled out across the back. So this is something we've seen in new Lexuses for this year. We've seen it in the NX and we've seen it in the LX, and now we have it in the RX, and it gives this very elegant look and feel to the rear end of the LX. And you know, those taillights as you're driving away or approaching them in traffic give you that look and feel, that very distinct feel that is the new Lexus. And here you'll see the RX badge. This is the 350H, which tells us, of course, H tells us this is the hybrid, but note also that it says all-wheel drive here. All the hybrids are all-wheel drive, and that is a pretty cool thing. So being the Lexus RX, we count on certain things, like we count on this. The motion activated lift gate, or kick gate as we like to call it sometimes, is a really easy way to get into the cargo area of the RX 350. But check this out. They're very proud of this. It also opens instantly. They actually were able to shave 3 seconds off of the time that the liftgate takes to open. So if you're impatient, like me or maybe my children, it's now faster. But there's also this really great feature. So you have your key in your bag or your pocket. You need to gather up all this stuff, and the last thing you want to do is reach for that. What you can do is tap this button, they call it the walk and lock. All you do is tap that, then you have 90 seconds to gather up all your stuff, get away from the car, and it will close and it will lock automatically as you walk back into the house with your groceries. That's pretty brilliant. But a lot of the goodies in the RX are right here in the cargo area. So first of all, it is all-wheel drive, and that means it should have a spare tire, and lo and behold, it does. There's also a jack. There's no cargo space or storage space underneath the floor unless you take that tire out, but you need the tire. But there are some other goodies in here too. For instance, there are push button seat folding. So you can push this button and fold the seats down automatically. They are a 40-40-20 split, so you can only fold the middle part or you can fold the seats if you like to. You do not have a button to put them back up. So if you need to put them back up, you've got to do that, but they lift up really easily. Another detail that I want to show you is there are 2 power outlets back here. So there's this one, which is a standard cigarette adapter style, and then there's this one back here, which is a household outlet type of power port, which is a fantastic thing. I wish it was in the middle or the front seat, not way back here, but you have it if you need it, which is great. What the RX doesn't have are buttons to fold these seats back up, but what it does have are seats that fold up really easily. You can do it with one hand. In the back seat, rear seat passengers are treated to some really nice features, including heated and vented outboard seats. In the edition that we're in the Premium Plus, so you can have heated or cooled seats. There's climate control here, and there are 2 USB ports right here. There is a sunroof here, which is standard. You can get a panoramic sunroof if you would like in the Premium Plus edition. It's available in the higher level trims. These seats are not on a rail, so they do not adjust forward and back, but they do this, which is recline, and they recline pretty far back, which is nice if you need to take a nap. Rear seat passengers also are going to be delighted by other things back here, including plenty of legroom. I'm 5'8". This seat is set for my driving position. I've got plenty of legroom. There is a panoramic sunroof option in the upper level trims. In this one, the Premium Plus, you could get a pano sunroof, which would give rear seat passengers even more light. And it does come with a standard sunroof if you don't want all that light. And then there are some nice features back here too, including climate control. The vents are here, and we have heated and vented rear outboard seats, again in the upper level trims. We're in Premium Plus. Here you're going to find on the door panels something that's really cool. First of all, Mark Levinson's stereo system, which is Lexus premium top of the line stereo system. And then we have these really clever door handles. You don't push or pull, you just push that little button and the door opens with the touch of a finger. Now I did have to push the door, but it opens really easily, and that's a clever detail. Now, you're going to ask me, but what happens if the battery dies or for some reason the electrical system is not working? Well, there actually is an option for that. You can pull this out to open the door as well. So you just pull this out and the door opens. So you have your choice, electrical or mechanical. They call it the digital door handle. Rear seat passengers also get plenty of cup holders. There are 2 here in the center armrest right here, and then there's a bottle pocket on each door panel. Families who are wondering if children's car seats will fit, well, the door openings are not quite 90 degrees, so it's not the easiest to get car seats in, but you can. And there are child passenger car seat latches here. And then over here on the outboard seats, there's not a latch system in the middle, but of course there's an anchor. With the outboard seat latches and no latches in the center, but you do have the anchor, you can get 3 car seats in here. There are car seats that will fit 3 across in a standard SUV. but it's probably not ideal. Hey Lexus.
What do you want to do?
Set the radio station to Sirius XM 53.
Tuning to Sirius XM channel 53.
And that is just part of the magic in the 2023 Lexus RX 350. I'm not going to say the name of the car because she will ask what I want again. We've gotten used to our voice-activated assistants with Amazon and Google, and now it is in the Lexus. The voice-activated assistants, which you can turn off, by the way, you turn on or off the wake word, and you can set a different wake word, is here in this multimedia system, which is all new and standard across all RX models. Here we have the 14-inch screen. It also comes in a 10-inch screen, and that's the standard one. And it's integrated into this large panel that has the multimedia system here and the driver information screen over here. This system has been completely, and when I say completely, I mean top to bottom, redone. You'll see the same system in the NX, you'll see it in the LX, and you'll also see it in new Toyota models, including the Tundra and Sequoia. It starts with your navigation icons over here. So there's your settings, your vehicle information, phone, music, and maps. And you're able to do all kinds of things, including, this is where you get your drive mode. So if you want sport or eco or custom, you can do that. If you want to drive in though, and don't get freaked out because it's here, if you want to drive in EV mode, there is a button for that, and that's the one that matters the most because we are in the hybrid model. But there are lots of great functions here, including navigation, which has a subscription aspect to it. So you can subscribe and get navigation that updates continually and downloads maps into your into this unit. So if you're off the grid and don't have a satellite signal, no worries, you still have your navigation and you still have your maps. Another detail that we'll see new for 2023 is the steering wheel. And it has the controls that we're used to seeing here, so the paddle shifters and your controllers here, but they're a little bit different in this model because they actually are touch sensitive and control what you see on the head-up display. Here is a feature, this is a feature I really love in the Lexus RX. They've added it to some of their other cars too, and it's this. So this is touch sensitive, and all you have to do is swipe your finger around to be able to set different settings. So I can set my displays, I can set my adaptive cruise, I can see by swiping my finger on the other pad, the radio station, and I can make a phone call. All I have to do is really just swipe my finger around this pad, and I am able to see these controls light up in front of me on the head-up display without ever taking my eyes off the road. And all of that is really, really cool. I can see it there, I can see it here in my driver information screen, and I can actually even see it over here on the multimedia screen. So the command center here features a lot of new technology too. So they're calling this new gear selector. They call it shift by wire. It's actually an electronic gear selector. It's all electric. It's not mechanical anymore. You pull it over and back for drive or over and up for reverse. The thing that I like the most is how compact it is. It fits nicely in your hand, and it's the same one basically that you see in the very high-end LC500. Here, EV mode, hold button, one of my very favorite features. All you do is tap this button, and then when you have pressed the brake down, it holds in that brake position until you tap the accelerator. You can raise or lower the height of the car, but I want you to look at this. This is so clever. The cup holder, you can actually push it down if you need a larger cup holder, or if you don't want it that shallow, you can push this little button here and it raises back up. I could play with this all day. That's so clever. And then down here is our wireless phone charger pad. So I've got my phone here, I'm just going to drop it into the wireless phone charger. It is at an angle so my phone won't slide around, and once I put it in there, it automatically starts charging. There's a little cubby here where I can put something down there, and then there's actually a nice little cubby there too. So if I have my phone and I don't want to charge it wirelessly, but I want to maybe put it there with a cord in, I can put it in there just like that, and it fits nicely. I want you to notice this. 2 USB-C ports here, a USB-C port here, a standard USB port here. Then there actually are 2 in the second row as well. That's 6 USB ports for 4 or 5 passengers. Very convenient. This feature that is on our Premium Plus edition is this. So first, a surround view camera. So this gets all the visuals around the car. And that camera is actually underneath the side view mirror. You can see the camera tripod and John over there. And here you can see my hand underneath that camera. Very clever. And you can pick your angles by tapping these buttons here, and you can figure out whichever view you want by setting the settings there. And then there's this button, and this is Park Assist. So it can parallel park the car for you. It's not available right now because we're basically in an open lot, but there also is a settings option there for Park Assist. I'm going to show you how that works. Lexus has added a technology in the RX called Advanced Park, and let me show you what this is. So let's pretend I'm just driving. I get to the parking lot. It's great for parallel parking, but we're going to do perpendicular. I get to the parking lot. I want the car to do the parking for me. So all I do is tap that button, and then I tap start, and it is going to move forward and get in position. Look, hands off. It's going to get in position to identify a parking spot and then park the car. I can see the entire area here. I can see there's a blue line there where it's identified the parking spot. I can watch it back up. I can see everything around it. I can also see everything around me. And I am not using my feet, and I'm not shifting gears. It's operating steering, braking, and acceleration and gear selection. So all I have to do is sit here and let this car do the work. If you are nervous about parallel parking, this car will do that for you, and that's a pretty nice service. Ta-da! Another great feature that Lexus has added is this. So this is a nice frameless rear view mirror, and it has a really pretty reflection, but check this out. It also is a video view. This is great, especially for nighttime driving. It gives you a much brighter, more clear and wider image of the road behind you. It does not give you the glaring lights that you sometimes get in your rearview mirror. And if you have the car full of people or cargo and it's hard to see out the back window, the live view mirror gives you an image that isn't blocked. You'll find a lot of beautiful new details in the interior of the 2023 Lexus RX. It starts with the leather steering wheel. There's actually a wood inlay here, and here you're going to see that open pore wood as well here on the dashboard. There is the multimedia screen and the driver information screen, and actually these vents over here, all sort of one piece, and then climate control and command center over here. There is, I love this really beautiful layered effect. So it gives you that sense of truly being in a cabin, sort of a shelf here. These are soft touch materials throughout and chrome pieces here. And then the thing that I love the most is the color of this interior. They call it birch. It's sort of a light gray color. They've framed the command center and the center console, the armrest, which opens from either side. And it's covered in this birch leather. And then it has this really pretty perforated leather inserts on the seat, which give you the option for heated or vented seats. And this light colored leather with the dark door panels and the dash panels give a really elegant feel. It feels bright, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be dirty all the time, which is something that I do really like. But here's something that I do really love. We see a lot of cars that have micro suede on the headliner. This is not a micro suede, but it is definitely a super soft fabric. It feels more like, gosh, I don't know what it is. But it is, you want to just touch it all the time. It's slightly squishy and it's very soft and it seems very resilient. So it's elegant without the sort of over-the-top feel that micro suede, that some people think micro suede has. I'm not sure I agree with that, but I do like this material. So this is the Lexus RX model that all the enthusiasts and the speedy boys are excited about. This is the Lexus RX 500h FSport Performance all-wheel drive model. And what that means is 500, it is the largest engine and has the most horsepower at 366. H means it is hybrid. FSport Performance means it has FSport styling, but also performance and handling. And it's got a couple of little tricks up its sleeve that make it super fun to drive. So let's take a spin. It does have that instantaneous acceleration, which is pretty great. It also has rear wheel steering. What does that mean? Well, you get into a curve and not only do your front wheels steer, but your rear wheels turn slightly as well, up to about 4 degrees. So not a lot of turning, but enough to really help you get through that curve as keeping your speed up as high as possible while making your turn as tight as possible and making it as fun as possible. So the engine definitely sounds louder when in sport. Now I can put it in eco, and we're gonna try that out too. So I'm gonna slow down a little bit, and let's listen to acceleration in eco. Still hear it. This is the 500h model, so it does have the bigger engine. It is designed to be a little throatier and a little more performance focused. So that's what you hear in this car. But it is nice. It's not overly loud, but it is pretty sporty. You can also put it back in, you can pop it into manual. And you have traditional paddle shifters, so I can see in my head-up display, I can see I'm in manual 4, I can see I'm in manual 5th gear now, and 6, I'm going to put it down to 5th. I can hear the paddle shifters changing gears. Something that I do like about Lexus is the paddle shifters. They're fun. I'm going to pop it back into drive. And now we're in regular drive and away we go. And it's nice to be able to go back and forth. So on a nice windy road, put it in manual and put it in M mode and use the paddle shifters. Otherwise, just drive in automatic and enjoy the ride.